It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to inspire, our mission is to empower, and our mission is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Kimberly Nelms, who's in the building, and she'll be talking about Sever the Ties, the road to deliverance. What's going on, Kimberly? How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being on the show today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Cool. And, folks are reading the title and saying Sever the Tides. I know that's a book that you wrote.
Mhm.
I'm curious, tell us, why did you write the book Sever the Tides, and who's the book for?
So the book is basically for anybody who deals with anything, may it be past childhood trauma, obstacles, things that we need to be delivered from. Generational curses, things of that nature. Sometimes we don't know the things that we're dealing with or struggling with, but they can actually keep us from reaching our God given destiny. And I wrote the book because, like myself, I know others out there have dealt with things. So I kind of go into my personal life a little bit about things that I've overcome, things that I've been through, and just let people know that you're not alone. Like everyone goes through things. And sometimes when we know that others have suffered, the way we've suffered, it just helps us to be able to, cope a little better and just help each other along this journey.
And I know one of the things you talk about is the road to deliverance, but there's also a chapter in there called the pit stop. And for those folks that are watching right now, they're like, well, I'm always bouncing back from something, Shay. I mean, I want to be delivered from my finances. I
Yeah.
want to be delivered from my relationship. I want to be delivered from my job. I want to be delivered in my business. I want to be delivered in my. Should I keep going, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. So you get the picture, I'm sure, as you're out there listening. So my question to you is this: there's a chapter in there called the pit stop. Take a moment if you can and slow down. And we'll get into your backstory in a moment. So we'll get to know more about you in a second. But take a moment to talk about what is the pit stop and why was that so relevant to have it inside the book?
So the pit stop actually came from a speech that I did at my first event, which was Refueling on Fire, where I met you. It was a great event. And so basically, when I thought about being refueled and on fire, I thought about a race car. And I kind of compared it to, the pit stop. So they stop, they get the, different things done. They may have the tires rotated, they may have something replaced, they may have something removed. And I kind of thought like, wow, that's just like what we go through in life. The obstacles we face, they're just like pit stops. They're a crucial part. They have a significant impact on the outcome of a race. They affect the strategy, the performance, and the safety of the driver. And we all have pit stops. That could be childhood trauma, obstacles, sicknesses, anything that could possibly hinder us. However, we know that some things happen in order to help us to reach the place that we're supposed to be. So that's the definition of a pit stop.
And why do people struggle today just to overcome things in their past? I mean, this might be a loaded question. I don't know if it's a fair question or not, because I know there's probably a thousand reasons. But in the
Yeah.
time we have for the audience that's listening right now, from your view of the world, here's the question: why do people struggle today to overcome things that are in the past? Sounds like it should just be in the past. If it's in the past, let it go. Why do they need a pit stop?
Yeah.
So why are they struggling? Why are they holding on to things that are harming them?
Well, I think for me, as I've learned in my schooling, I have a degree in psychology. Sometimes we don't even know we're struggling with it. We may just be dealing with residual effects. Maybe we lash out, maybe we self-destruct, maybe we, do certain things, and we're not sure why. But we have to really take a deep look inside and seek help, whether it be spiritual, whether it be therapy. Just find out different things that we may be struggling from that we're not aware of. I feel like that is the main reason. And once you find that out, you can get help, you can get delivered, and you can be set free.
Ah, be set free on the road to deliverance. As you're going right now, and I'm just curious before we get to know about her background. I know she said she's got this degree and this is what she does. For the person that's watching right now, and it's like, I really struggle with my mindset, Shay. And if she
Hmm.
had to give one, two, or three ideas before we hear her story about how I can adjust my mindset or things to do to adjust my mindset, because I know I shouldn't be stuck there. And I know some things that are really bothering me. So I have an awareness of it. But sometimes my mind just keeps going back there. Again, I
Hmm.
know it's a challenge and people have all type of issues, but what's three things that someone can do that's listening right now and they showed up for this moment because they want to be on the road to deliverance? And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, she's going to give you how to do that, but I just want to get the mind right first.
Okay. So first, you have to understand what thoughts you're having. Are they negative thoughts? Are they, self-pity thoughts? Like, are you thinking negative things about yourself? Are you thinking suicidal thoughts? You have to get help for the thoughts that you're having. In the Bible it says, casting down all any thought that, comes against us. So you have to realize what you're dealing with. And like I said, sometimes people feel comfortable going to spiritual leaders, pastors, ministers. And I, for one, I definitely am a fan of therapy. I feel that it will help anybody. That doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean that something's wrong. It just means that you want to be healthy mentally. And, sometimes we have to seek out professional help to do that. So those are two ways that you can do that. And the third way that I think you can always, find books that helps you with your mindset. Do meditation, things of that nature, prayer. Those things have helped me, and those are things that I have done. They may not work for everybody. Everybody is different.
Everybody's different. Everybody has their own story, their own journey. Brings us back to you. Everyone has not read your bio. They haven't all Googled you online to find out who is this person. And they're curious. Who is she, Shay? So share with us, what's your backstory? And then what was that defining moment that really you said, I'm born to help people not only sever ties, but be on the road to deliverance?
Mhm. So, a wife, I'm a mother. I am a Christian. I'm a minister. I'm just someone who loves helping people. I feel that I'm called to help people in the area of deliverance. I think that we sometimes go through things, and the things that we go through is what we're supposed to help others get through. In my book, I do talk about, different things that I've been through. And I wouldn't say that I had a bad childhood. I had a wonderful childhood. However, I did not grow up with my biological mother and father. My grandmother raised me. So for someone who's went through that, you look at others who've had their mom, their dad raise them, and like, wow, I wonder what that feels like. Well, I don't know because I didn't go through that, but I was blessed to have someone that loved me and raised me, and I do think that I turned out to be a great individual. If I do say so myself, I might be a little biased, but that's just an example. Some people are giving up for adoption. They may be struggling with that. So I feel that I've been through a couple of things as far as relationally, and I talk about that in my book as well. We all go through those relationship things, whether it's family, romantic, things like that. You just learn from those situations. Those relationships that didn't work out helps, to help other people going through maybe the same thing in a relationship, abuse or, infidelity, things like that, that, can leave us with trauma. I'm a podcaster. I have my podcast, Kimberly Speaking, and I kind of developed that based on just giving people a platform that are out here doing things in the kingdom, in their community. Just want to give those people a voice and a place to just share what they're doing to help others. So that's what I'm called to do. I'm an author. My first time book, as you spoke of, Sever the Ties. It originally started out as a relationship book. And, over the years, it kind of turned into more of a deliverance from anything that you're dealing with. Relationally, that's just one chapter. So, it's just several things that you need to, cut ties with people, places, things, trauma, abuse.
Mm. So the question now is, what are three things we can do to sever the tides, to be on the road to deliverance?
Self-awareness, you got to look deep within, and sometimes those things are painful because we as people, we do have a tendency to suppress memories, especially bad ones. Sometimes you don't even realize, oh wow, I went through this as a child, like I don't even remember it, and then something triggers it. We all have triggers. um Seek help, man. Ask, really, really pray and ask God to show you the things that you need to be delivered from. It could be a bad habit, it could be an addiction, and there are resources out there, but you have to, one, want to get the help, two, receive the help and want to change. And in doing those things, I believe that you can be delivered from anything.
I love it, man. I love it when it all comes together. The
Yeah.
road to deliverance. One of the things a number of folks struggle with, and I've been guilty of this as well, is consistency. And they might be saying, Shay, I
Yeah.
can I know what she's saying. No, no, I got it, Shay. Like, matter of fact, I can teach what she's teaching, but I have a problem. I always
Yeah.
find myself slipping back as I'm
Yeah.
hard being consistent. Ask her, what is her view of the world, and what are some strategies she might recommend so that someone can be consistent? Because you've probably heard it before. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key.
Yeah.
Consistency is the key. And having said that, what the most people struggle with most, Shay Brown got two hands raised, is consistency. So over to you. What do you recommend to folks to be consistent on their journey, on their road to deliverance, so they don't, I'm not gonna call it backslide. That's a little bit of church. I grew up in a
Yeah.
Pentecostal church,
Yeah.
but they don't go back. They don't go back. Come on now,
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on.
yeah. Just regress. Yeah, I absolutely. Let me raise two hands because I struggle with it as well. I'm gonna tell you, like, and that's one of the things that I'm working to overcome. And I feel like having a plan, making a plan, trying to stick to that plan every day, doing those things that I know I need to do daily. Write them down, put them in your calendar. Just trying to have a plan. And if you follow the plan, that will help you to be more consistent. Because I have myself, I deal with that as well. That and procrastination. Yeah, those are my two vices. But yeah, just really trying to work to become more consistent, holding myself accountable, getting an accountability partner, that helps as well. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I don't want to do this podcast episode. I don't want to edit this. I don't want to do that. My husband will be like, no, you got to do it. You got to do this. You got to do that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So sometimes, get an accountability partner. They work really well, especially someone who's stubborn and is not going to let you, you know, talk them out of keeping you on track, what you've asked them to do. So you need that. And like I said, just, making a plan and sticking to it every day, regardless, no matter what.
Every day, regardless, no matter what. What do you enjoy most about what you're
Yeah.
doing these days? You're having so much fun, it seems like.
Man, I love people. I'm such a people person. Like I love talking to people. Ironically, a lot of my background has been in customer service, healthcare. So I've always just dealt with people, and I just love doing that. I just think that people are so interesting. Um, I can be out, in the store, and people always just talk to me. So like I'm having a conversation with people in the line. I'm having a conversation with people behind the registers. Like I'm always just people gravitate toward me, and for some reason we just like start talking. They just really feel comfortable. So I feel like that's what I'm called to do, to help people.
Yeah, I like that, by the way. And we have a segment here. I think this is a good time called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks that tune in every night, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you probably wait for those words where you can echo them as loud and proud. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks that are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Today is my January 1st, represents our personal mantra. It means you get a fresh start. It means you get a do over. It means the past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is or how bright and sunny that past is, the past no longer equals the future. And so, my question for Kimberly on the other side is that when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, what was another challenge you had in your life, and how did you bounce back from it?
So today is my January 1st. I'm gonna say forgiving myself. I think sometimes we go through things, and it's not always someone else's fault. Sometimes we see the red flags and we ignore them. Sometimes we get that feeling in the pit of our stomach and we ignore it. And so it's be like, well, man, how did I let that happen? Or how did I just, ignore this? So you have to forgive yourself and say, you know what? It's a learning moment. I learned, I lived, I learned, and I'm going to do better going forward for the next time because you can't change the past. All you can do is go forward. And a defining moment for me, I will say that 2023 was a really rough year for me. My family had been really blessed. We didn't have a lot of deaths in our family, and I was just, really grateful. However, last year I lost three really close people, and it had me in a place. So it just really made me appreciate life and realize that life is short and we don't know how much time we have here on this earth. And so you want to make an impact. You want to make a difference so that someone will say, you know what, because of her, this, or because of them, that. And so you just have to make the most of the time you have here because you don't know how much you have left.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being
Yeah.
authentic. And certainly a piece of them will always be with you. So we certainly appreciate that and having this time
Yeah.
with you on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. You know, you talked about we always want to leave impact, and I'm curious, what's one of the best pieces of advice maybe that you've been given through your journey of life? And ladies and gentlemen, she's not going to come here with some tablets off of the mountaintop, by the way. However, she's had some mentors. She's read some books. She's watched some
Yeah.
videos. She's associated with people. And I'm just curious if she had to reach out and just grab one idea and say, you know what, this is something near and dear to my heart that I would share with anyone watching right now. What is it, number one, and why?
I would say Romans 8:28. We know that all things work together for the good of those that love him. So many times in my life, I've gone through things and it's like, oh my God, it was the worst ever. And it just felt the worst. And it's like, I'll never get through this. And one thing about my relationship with God, He won't show me right then, but later on down the road, He'll show me exactly why it happened, why it had to happen that way, and what it led to. And I'm like, you know what? That's why that happened. So hindsight, you know what they say is 2020, but sometimes you don't know why you're going through what you're going through or what it's gonna lead to. But it'll always lead to something better. And I've just always trusted that. I'm like, you know what, God, don't matter how I feel, don't matter how I look. I know that it's gonna work together for my good. And you're gonna cause that. You said it and you're not a man that you can lie. So I just always try to live by that.
Yeah. Yeah. Says so well. What do you do for fun when you're not out trying to save the world, by the way? And what do you do for fun these days?
Oh man, so many things. I love just having fun. Like I love to travel. I'm really traveling more nowadays. I just like seeing different parts of the country, like how how different people live, the different things that are, considered, culture in those areas. I love to travel. I love to read. Have a lot of time to do that recently, but I do love it. I love to bowl, I love to skate, I love the movies, I love anything fun. I just love to have fun. I
What is
love
one
it.
of your favorite places to travel? I know you said you mentioned travel. We're just all curious. We're all on the edge of our seat. By the way, it's like I wonder where she likes to
Oh,
travel. What's one of her favorite
the
places, if
beach.
you have
The
one?
beach. Man, the beach. I think it is one of the most relaxing places. Like if you just listen to the water, the waves. Oh, I just love it. I just feel like it brings a sense of calmness. I love it.
Yeah.
I just love it. Like when I go, I gotta stay on the beach. I gotta I gotta open it so I can hear the waves. Like I just think it's so relaxing. I love it.
Mm.
I do.
As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days? That's number one. And number two, how can folks best connect with you? How can they stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have right now?
Man, anyone out there who has gone through something, experienced something, been hurting, which is everybody. So I feel like it's not just a particular area of people. I feel like it's just all people. I've, had positions where I've worked with young people. I love working with them. They just bring such a different perspective, I think, to life. So I just love being around them, and they make you feel young. I love working with, other women. I love working with people who've been hurt, people who have overcome things. I feel like it just brings a strength that, nothing else can bring. You can visit my website at www.allthingskimberly.org. I am on Facebook at Kimberly Nelms. I am on Instagram at All Things Kimberly org without the dot. And I'm on LinkedIn as well, Kimberly Bolus Nelms, and that's Nelms, all things social.
I love it, man. Let me say once again, thanks so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm so blessed to be here.
Can't wait to have you back, by the way. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Without you, there is no show. So we appreciate you when you show up. We love it when you hit the like button, but more importantly, we like when you hit the share button. When you share this message forward to someone else so their life can be better, their business can be better. And I never get tired of telling you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that you are amazing, that you are incredible, that you're so awesome. You're a game changer. No matter what's going on in your life, today indeed is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason, your best is still yet to come. They ain't seen it yet. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name hasn't changed. It's still Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone, and we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless, and we wish you success. Peace. Thanks a lot, Kimberly. We out.
Thank you.